Okay, so we're going to write an equation of a line in standard form that goes through this point that's horizontal. Horizontal lines are always y equals. And here's a y value, so we're done. It's that simple. Y equals 12. Okay, undefined slopes are vertical lines. Vertical lines are always in the form x equals. And so now we just need to look for the x value. It's 9, so that's it. X equals 9. We're done. We're looking for a horizontal line. Horizontal lines are always in the form y equals, and there's our y value, so we're done. Okay, we want the equation of a line. So the equation of a line, you need a slope and a point, and you're given 2 points, so we just need to find a slope. So the slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. y2 is 8 minus y1 is 4, x2 is 5 minus x1 is 3. Okay, so now we have a slope and we need a point. Choose either point. It doesn't matter. You'll get the same answer whether you choose either one. So I'll just choose that one. Honestly, the numbers are smaller, so that's why I chose that. And I'll start with y equals mx plus b. And I'm going to put in everything I know. Here's our y value. Here's our m value. Here's our x value. Plus b. We don't know b, and we're going to solve for that. I'm going to move my 6 over to the left by subtracting it. And I'll get b is equal to negative 2. Now, I'm going to go back to y equals mx plus b. And I have my slope and I have my y-intercept. So I'll put y is equal to 2x, b is negative 2. If the problem said to put it in slope-intercept form, we're done here, but it wants standard form. So I'm going to start by moving my 2x to the left. I get negative 2x plus y is equal to negative 2. But in standard form, your leading x coefficient cannot be negative, so I've got to flip it, which means I have to flip everything. And that's standard form. Remember, standard form, your leading coefficient has to be positive, and you can't have fractions, and your x and y have to be on one side, your constant on the other side. Okay, again, we have 2 points, so the first thing I need to do is I have to find a slope. So slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's the rise over the run. y2 is 5 minus 1, negative 2 minus 6. So we have a 4 over a negative 8. This turns into a negative 1/2. Now, I'm going to go to y equals mx plus b. Pick a point, either point. This is our y value. 1 is equal to, this is our m, negative 1/2. This is our x value, 6, plus b. Try to make your 6's and b's look different. So we have 1 is equal to negative 1/2 times 6 is negative 3. And I'm going to move my 3 to this side by adding it to each side. And I'm going to get b is equal to 1 plus 3 is 4. Then I'm going to start with y equals mx plus b. And now I have my m and I have my b. And I'll plug those in there. If it was asking for slope-intercept form, we'd just put this down and that'd be it. But in standard form, we cannot have fractions. So I'm going to multiply by the common denominator. Each one of these things is getting multiplied by 2. And then your x's and y's have to be on the same side, so I'll move that over. If that's negative on the right, it becomes positive on the left. And this is standard form because there's no fractions. X and y are on the left, and our x coefficient is positive. So that's the answer we want. Okay, here's our 2 points. We need a slope. Our slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we have y2 is 2/3 minus y1 is 2/5 over x2 is 4/3 minus a negative 2/5. In the numerator, we need to get 15. So I have something over 15 minus something over 15. Okay? This had to multiply by 5 to get to 15. So I need to multiply the top by 5, so I get 10. This we had to multiply by 3 to get to 15. So I multiply by 3 and I get 6. In the denominator, our common denominator is 15. So I have two things over 15. This first one we had to multiply by 5 to get to 15. So I multiply by 5 here and I get 20. In the second one, we had to multiply by 3 to get to 15. So I multiply by 3 here. Oops, and this is a minus minus, which turns into a plus, and 2 times 3 is 6. So in the numerator, 10 minus 6 is 4 over 15, and the bottom is 26 over 15. Now to get rid of my fractions, I'm going to multiply by 15 in both the top and the bottom of the fraction. That'll cancel this, and we're going to be left with 4 over 26, or 2 over 13. So this is our m, 2 over 13. So now I'll start, and I'm going to go back to y equals mx plus b. I'm going to pick a point, either one. Y is 2/3 is equal to m, which we just figured out is 2 over 13. X is 4/3 plus b. Now, let's see what we got here. 2 over 3 is equal to 2 times 4 is 8 over 39. I'm going to move my 8 over 39 to the left. Let's bring this up here. So I'm going to have on the left 2 over 3 minus 8 over 39 is equal to b. I'm going to get a common denominator. I'll make this over 13, or excuse me, over 39. This one didn't change, so that's not going to change. But on this, we had to multiply by 13 to get to 39. So I do that to the numerator as well, and I get 26. This is all equal to b. 26 minus 8 is 18. So 18 over 39 is equal to b. Now I've got my m and I've got my b. And now let's go back to the beginning. Y equals mx plus b. I'm going to plug in my m, which is 2 over 13. And I'm going to plug in my b. Oops, I forgot my x. mx plus b, 18 over 39. Now, if we were being asked to put it in standard form, in slope-intercept form, we'd be done. But in standard form, I need to get rid of my fractions, so I'm going to multiply each of these items by 39. So I'll squeeze in a 39 here, a 39 here, and a 39 here. Now, on the left, we'll have 39y. Over here, 13 goes into 39 3 times, and so when I multiply 3 times 2, we get 6x plus, and here these 39s cancel, so we just left with 18. It's not standard form yet. We got to move our 6x over to the left, and I'll get negative 6x plus 39y is equal to 18. But that's not standard form yet because our x component can't be negative. So I've got to flip this, and all of those flip as well. So I have 6x minus 39y is equal to negative 18. And that's a really difficult problem. I just realized this is not the answer because you are not allowed to have a common multiple in standard form. 3 can go into each of these items. 3 can go into each of these items, so I have to divide the 3 out. So when I divide out the 3, I get 2x. Here, let me undo the circling. I'm going to get 2x there, divide that by 3, 13y, and negative 6. And that's our final answer. This actually would not have happened if I had realized that this was a reducible fraction here. If I had reduced this by dividing by 3 and making this a 6 over 13, I would have eliminated that. But this is now the final answer. Okay, here we have 2 points. We're going to find the slope first. y2 minus y1, that's the rise. x2 minus x1, that's the run. So we have 5 minus 5 over 1 minus 2. 0 over negative 1, this is 0. So a slope of 0 is a horizontal line. This is always in the form y equals. And you just pick one of the y values and you have y equals 5. Now, if you had noticed that these were the same, then you could have just jumped right to this. If the x's were the same, you would just write x equals and whatever the x value was. Here we're going to do this, but notice that the x values are the same. So we're just done. In standard form, the equation is going to be x is equal to 7. And that's it.